got me off key on that one. We are live. Not to say I ever was on key. But,
Sorry.
wow.
Hope everybody enjoyed that one right in there.
That microphone just got COVID. Oh, beautiful. Oh, dang. All right, folks, we've got one heck of a show lined up. There is a marathon tonight. This one might be our first 4-hour show.
God. Good thing I got about 800 milligrams of caffeine in the system.
Yeah. Well done, Brent. Well
Been
done.
up since 4.
There you go.
Same,
Love to see that for you.
Cheers,
Love to see that. Here, cheers, boys.
We got some.
Cheers.
I thought we were going to do it with Magic Mind. Cheers, everybody.
Oh, dear Lord.
Yeah, he's got his hurricane relief bottle over here.
My goodness gracious. All right, we've got one heck of a show. I don't think we can really dilly-dally tonight in this kind of beginning part of the live where we kind of like get into things a little bit and then all of a sudden we started.
6 1/4 people watching, so it's getting spicy.
I mean, we better get this going.
Oh, there it is.
So here we go. Let's get this absolutely dialed in. 3, 2, 1. Welcome back, everybody, to Pull Hook Golf, the podcast. I'm your host, Matt Cook, and on tonight's show, we've got Buttsy. We've got Brent Grant, our tour insider, down there at the end as well. And folks, we've got one heck of an episode for you tonight. So first off, we got to kick off the episode with our tee-off report with Buttsy. We've also got some PGA Tour headlines that we're going to be reading for the first time tonight. Then we've got the TGL match that is wrapping up between New York Golf Club and Atlanta GC. It's going on.
Is that Rory and Tiger?
Were you missing? No, it sure isn't. Neither. And we've got the upcoming Grass League match versus LIV Golf. That's going to be an interesting one. We're going to be talking about that.
No. They didn't call me. So.
The American Express recap. And then we've got the upcoming Farmers Insurance Open. And then lastly, we've got LIV Golf Updates and so forth. My God, how we still have listeners
Good
is
thing we
beyond
don't have
me.
a video editor.
We have been losing them left and right, folks. So let's go ahead and kick it off with the tee-off report with Buttsy. So here we go, Buttsy. What's the one thing at the golf course you show up and all of a sudden you realize, oh shit, I don't have it?
I was going to say tobacco, but even beyond that, some sort of a, maybe not tobacco, a nicotine product. Nicotine. Showing up to the golf course and forgetting that you don't have your nicotine with you and they don't sell it there. And they usually have like cigars. I'm not a big cigar guy. That just sounds like shit. People try to pretend cigars are cool when they're like at a wedding and stuff like that. Yeah, to you, you're fucking, yeah, dude, look how fucking cool I am. Fucking sucking this big hog down here. Nicotine.
Nicotine. Okay. Wow. Yeah.
So what was it again?
What?
Nicotine?
It's nicotine.
Okay, cool. Got it.
Wow.
My brother Nick O-Team.
All right. Well, nicotine. Have you ever seen somebody show up and not have golf shoes that day?
Yes.
And all of a sudden they're like in the golf shop, searching around, and they're like, sir. And they're like 2 rows deep because it's early in the morning. So everybody shows up right off the bat. You got 2 lines in the pro shop, and all of a sudden you've got the guy that's like, hey, can I get this in a size 10.5, please?
The green joys.
Fucking super premium too. Like,
$285 green joys.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an unpleasant
leather.
experience.
Oh, God, so nice.
I feel like it's even worse when it's not you, when it's like one of your guys in your group. You're just like, ooh, that hurts.
You feel the shame for them.
It's almost like, remember in Game of Thrones, that shame series? Shame.
Never seen it.
Never
That's
seen
okay.
it.
You've probably,
Yeah.
Evening trot.
Evening Trot, evening Brian Shane. Welcome back, everybody. So we've got a...
You dying?
the tee-off report with Buttsy is complete.
That melanoma.
There you have it, folks. So
creeping in
between nicotine and golf shoes, those are the 2.
Yeah. Maybe socks.
Muy
That's happened to
interesante.
me a few times.
Socks is tough, though, because, I mean, you walk out of there, let's say it's a summer day, and you're wearing slippers, you walk out of the house at 6 a.m., you just forget socks. It's understandable.
Right.
That's understandable. Golf shoes, nicotine, in my case, cigars, it's inexcusable.
It's a tough one.
It sucks.
Yep.
It is definitely a tough one, folks. And talking about tough stuff. So Brent Grant has had a week now with the Magic Mind. And Brent, tell us a little bit about your experience with good old Magic Mind as I pass these around here.
Give me some.
So we're gonna be taking some of the Magic Mind here tonight. Really lock us in. Here we go, folks.
Oh, nice.
That
Butsy's taking it intravenously.
I am so sorry. Have you ever had a buddy splooge on your pants before you got to the golf course?
Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
very,
God.
very botanic.
God, it's so
Love
good.
it. Absolutely love it.
Nice.
Really is.
So yeah, Brent, you've been taking it over the past week.
Yep.
You were one of the later ones to get to the Magic Mind. And tell us, what has your experience been so far?
Yeah, I mean, so obviously it starts with playing golf for a living and trying to understand how to feel the best I can on the course, not having a super spike, and obviously not having that crash in the middle of the round is pretty important. And then just overall health as well, just feeling more cognizant, be able to make better decisions, and in my case, speak more clearly, think more clearly.
That's the exogenius.
Exactly.
Exogenous.
Exogenous. Yeah. So, but
Got my grammar checker.
Yeah, that's important. But no, honestly, it's been a long road. Buttsy knows. We've tried many different things, and just overall feeling better with sleep, performance on and off the golf course, mentally. You feel better. Your energy levels are better, and it's just one of those things where, at the end of the day, if I can take something that is going to make me play better golf, and it makes me healthier, why not? So
There you go.
Thank you, Magic Mind.
There you go. Well, folks, just remember, there are the 5 pillars to Magic Mind: sleep, diet, exercise, stress management, and what's that other word?
Exogenous.
Exogenous. We love the exogenous compounds. So once again, folks, you can get 45% off.
That's stupid.
45% off
That's good.
by going to magicmind.com/hookgolfjan. That is HOOKGOLFJAN to get 45% off a brand new bundle offer over there at Magic Mind.
45% off.
45% off.
Off a bundle.
My God.
What was the code again?
Good old
Hook Golf Jan.
Hook Golf Jan, but that you got to use the link. So go to magicmind.com/hook golf
Beautiful.
jam. And I'm going to piggyback off you there because my goodness gracious, the wife still is like, wow, 3 weeks in and you're still pretty calm and you're not stressed out with anything. And I tell you what, I had some shit go down this past week. And I will say I stayed very calm throughout. magicmind.com/pull or hook golf jan. HOOKGOLFJAN.
45%.
And Buttsy,
Bundle.
what do you think, bud?
I second the last part of what you said about it. I've noticed a reduction in stress level. Like shit that would normally really be at a 10 is like a 6. So I don't know. It's good stuff.
You
What
have
can I
stress?
That guy,
Yeah.
he's dealing with some stress.
You never know because of that
See the
Magic
color
Mind.
of my fucking skin, dude?
I'm noticing
What do you
on the
think causes that?
Listen,
Dude, poor
I got
guy
it
was
too.
out there paintballing, and he's got a big surface area.
I was just
he's got a
thinking that.
lot
I've
of
been
stress
thinking
out
about
there.
that all day. How I'm literally gonna have to like
I
be a
didn't get
decoy
shot,
so
though.
he
The
doesn't
guy-
get shot.
The
You're
end of
quick.
the game came. No, it was. They thought I was one of those blow up targets. Yeah. I just stood
He
there.
wears a big red T-shirt so they don't
Yeah.
shoot at
There's
him.
people hiding behind me.
So invest in your mental wealth, folks. That is the key here. That is the absolute key.
So sick of these fucking fat children.
I said surface area. I didn't say how. You're just a big guy.
That's like the nicest way you can possibly. Jesus Christ.
Oh,
Carry on.
shit.
4 hour show.
We
here.
do have a
Here
brand new
we
segment here.
go.
Brand new segment.
Really?
This is called PGA Tour Headlines,
Ooh.
to where I read you guys a headline and we react to it. Okay? So the first headline.
This has gone badly in the past.
It goes badly every time.
That word association, the first time we did
Yeah,
was
yeah,
not, that whole segment
It was
got
good
cut.
right up until the third word.
So
we go.
Scotty Scheffler resumes training after hand surgery.
What am I supposed to do?
Just
Buttsy?
react to it.
That's
New
great.
segment.
I don't know. That's
Fantastic
good.
stuff.
Yeah, great for him.
Wow. People love it.
Yeah, after hand surgery.
Yeah, world number one golfer Scotty Scheffler is back in training following a freak accident on Christmas Day to where he cut his right hand on broken glass, necessitating surgery.
Necessitating. Is that really what they said? Necessitating?
Yeah, needing.
Well, I understand that.
needed it.
I got the context.
Necessitating.
Of it. I got it.
Yeah.
He hit
Boy,
his
that's a
wife in the
magic
head
mind
with a
word.
beer bottle or something?
I
What
think she
happened?
might have hit him.
I mean, remember going back to the Tiger
Tiger,
Woods days?
yeah.
With
He's a competitive guy.
what
so.
iron have we concluded?
It's a
you
9
think you
iron.
think it was a 9 iron?
Yep.
I've heard a lot of people say a 5.
Do you think they'll ever auction that one day?
I think they
Could
already
you
have.
imagine if there's
No.
blood on a club?
Yeah.
Just sitting in like
She
an
probably
old
has
golf
it next to her bed just so she literally remembers how she literally beat the shit out of him.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
framed.
framed.
Yeah, it's framed.
The whole back
it
of
says,
the
I got
Escalade
him.
is framed.
I got him.
All right, what do you got? What do you got next?
Next one.
Okay.
Jason Day finishes strong at the American Express. So he finished tied for third. Oh, I just realized my little thingy isn't quite on. There we go.
The condom?
Yeah, the little protector.
Interesting.
Yep. Finished third at the American Express in California. How you guys feeling about Jason Day?
Are we reacting to the fact that he finished third or just
Up
a
to you.
headline?
Up
Oh,
to you.
okay. Good for him. I think we're big things out of Jason Day this year. And it's not just because of the finish at Amex, but he's been trending. And I think his back is going to hold up, and the guy thrives under pressure. So hope he does well and gets inside that coveted top 100 at the end of the year. Nice guy. Super
I
nice
second
guy.
that. Yeah, maybe he's getting a little bit more comfortable in his newfound gear that he's
What's
wearing.
better this
Melba.
year?
Yeah.
What's better this year?
I
He
didn't want to
doesn't-
say the name. You know, we didn't want to say the name.
I
but
say the name every time.
yeah.
As we talk about clothing, by the way, we are finally all lined up in Devereaux tonight.
We are.
Devereaux Golf, which, folks, once again,
Here, hold that. See if we can get a little.
yeah, let's get a little,
Get real
get a
close.
little pick. Turn around, show the people.
Oh, get down.
Oh my goodness! Wow, shake that. You're like Shakira up there.
Oh, yeah,
It's fantastic.
big old butter. So,
Yeah, you got the hoodie on, you got the hat on. Brent's got the T-shirt on,
looking sharp, dude. You
the
look
golf
big.
skull, and then
Calm
I've got
down.
the Devereaux vest on, guys. This thing is so sick. Hang on, I got to stand up and show.
Oh,
It's very
shit, I didn't see
country
that.
club
Whoa.
until you turn around.
I mean, honestly, as far as streetwear goes
Yeah.
nowadays, because you got all these lame ass companies trying it, this might be finally where we find the good stuff in streetwear and golf.
Well, I'm going to tell you what. I
Doesn't
was
look
out
like
at
they're
the
trying, you know?
Global Ambassador
stuff.
here in Scottsdale. The past 2 weekends. Past 2 weekends, I've been at the Global Ambassador.
What's that?
And it is
great
the brand
hotel.
new hotel that's
that's
very
cool.
popular. They've got a lot of great restaurants around right in the hotel and then also across the street. So anyways, long story short, Devereaux jacket and that Devereaux sweater that zips.
dang.
And people were going absolutely berserk. They're like, where'd you get that from? That's sick.
Too bad you can't get it.
No, you can't.
Can't get it. You can.
You can go
Where
to
will they
Devereaux
find
Golf. Good old DevereauxGolf.com.
Did
That
you give
is
him the code?
DEVEREUX Golf.com. Utilize the promo code PullHookGolf20 for 20% off your entire order at DevereauxGolf.com. And by the way, it is reasonably priced. It's not ridiculous by any means whatsoever with a lot of the clothing that is out there nowadays. So
It really is. No, I. Sorry.
I just saw that comment too. They don't call him Buttsy for nothing.
Hold on now.
Holy Toledo's.
Oh gosh.
Need a honey baked ham sponsorship.
So yeah, good
That
old
sounds good actually.
good old Devereaux Golf,
yeah.
folks.
Some butter mashed potatoes.
I've been really happy with the transition.
Well, I mean, let's give credit where credit is due. I mean, like I said, Malbon, you got all these other Peter Millar's trying it, Travis Matthews trying it, Devereaux's killing it.
They are murdering
Your transition's gone really well.
really well. I finally am
Matt left the door open on that one. I didn't. I let you take that one.
All right, here we go.
Out
this
of
is
the park.
This is going to be a fun headline. 17-year-old Blades Brown breaks PGA Tour record.
As what?
Well,
What record did he break?
he
No
shot
fucking clue.
He's the only one who is under the age of 18 that has shot an 8 under 64 on the PGA
Oh,
Tour.
that's amazing. At La Quinta Country Club?
Brent is not happy
Fuck
about this
no.
kid. We've been talking to Brent about it. Buttsy is a big fan of Blades.
Yeah,
Only
I think
because
he's
of
probably
his
going to
name.
beat Tiger's record.
Oh, Jesus, here we go.
And I'm neutral. I'm like Switzerland over here.
You can't even keep
But
a straight face on
Brent, on the other hand, is absolutely losing his goddamn mind.
Losing my mind, not really.
He does not like this.
Jealousy is a
here's the
stinky
deal.
I know, this
cologne.
poor
Here's the
17-year-old.
deal.
He's
Here's the deal.
17 years old.
I'm super happy for the kid getting an opportunity to play in a PGA Tour event, but he wanted $500,000 to go play in college. And
I would
instead of
too.
playing free golf, going to school for free, getting to party your ass off, getting to work on your craft for 4 years for free, getting paid, you can basically secure your card now through PGA Tour University. I mean, what the fuck are we doing?
Trot and I were on the same page. And what did you guys say when we were texting over the weekend?
He said it, not
And
me.
I go, Ty Trot.
I know.
Yeah, he
it's
was
hard to
supposed to,
make-
be the
yeah.
next Tiger Woods. 16
But
years old.
I believe one of you said, yeah, but Blade's got a better game than Ty.
I think so.
That was him.
Yeah.
We have no idea what kind of game that guy has.
I think it's better than
That makes-
early Tiger,
I
to be
can't-
honest.
Better than early Tigers. His swing is unique, though. Did you see his golf swing?
I have not.
It's
watched,
very wide.
That's why I
not
say
a
that.
lot of wrist hinge, and it's almost like very stiff wrist.
That's a problem.
And it
He's
comes
very
down and around.
efficient.
He is very efficient, and he
You
doesn't
sure
miss
that's
a lot.
efficient?
Yeah.
That is
sure?
efficient.
Hey,
I don't
Sounds
love
like a
him.
lot of. Sounds
more
like a
efficient
lot
than
of.
Tiger.
Well, you know,
More of a will to
the
win.
Hero World Challenge is the 8th major.
More of a will to win. More of a fire. You just, I can see it in this kid.
Okay, here's one for the people. Okay, so speculate, and I'm gonna read this a little deeper than just the headline. Speculation surrounds top player withdrawals. A heated argument broke out on Twitter between golf podcaster, which is PGC or whatever, PHC, some fat dude who is on the internet and just speaks absolute BS. Yeah, PGC.
Where's he getting his information?
And then. And it was battled between him and Colt Knost.
Oh.
So Colt Knost has given him a little bit of
Two large
time of
people?
day because Colt's been trying to be kind to the LIV Golf side of things.
Mm-hmm.
So needless to say, there's been a lot of withdrawals from top players in the Farmers Insurance Open.
Mm-hmm.
Well, this guy, PGC or whatever the hell his name is, speculated that withdrawals of Scotty Scheffler, Rory McIlroy, Xander Schauffele, and Colin Morikawa were related to an unresolved merger deal between the PGA Tour and LIV Golf, and said that that's the reason why they weren't playing until a deal gets done.
No.
Knost refuted the claim and told him he's an absolute idiot and
That's
to
the
stop,
dumbest thing I've ever
stop
heard.
spreading lies is
That's
the main
pandering.
thing.
That's the
Yeah.
dumbest thing I've ever heard.
It's a great idea.
I mean, it
if
worked.
You
We're
want
talking
to fire
about the
up
guy,
a bunch
so-
of morons. But
Well,
Colt talked about him. We're talking about
I
him.
kind of love
mean,
the fact that we're just talking about Colt just absolutely blasting him on
Yeah,
Twitter.
I mean, Colt knows what he's talking about. He's been there, done that. Anybody that says that those guys aren't playing at Torrey Pines, which, by the way, I believe
I
they're
loved
gonna
it too
be
because
there
Colt tried to
back
blast
to
us
back.
one time.
Did he really?
And it didn't
That's
go
cool.
well for Colt because there was actually a video of the golfer saying what Colt was like. That's bullshit. Thinking we made it up and just said it, but there was actually a
What-
video of the
what was
golfer.
the
I don't
reference?
remember the exact context.
Jamie, pull it up.
Yeah, Jamie, get over there. All right.
No, but I mean, it's pretty clear that, I mean, not everybody plays Torrey Pines every year. I mean, obviously, there are a lot of top players. Sky Scheffler's coming back from injury. There was a lot of stuff going on with the Genesis. It's believed that it might be at Torrey Pines back-to-back. They're going to be at Torrey back-to-back weeks. So
That's coming up.
guys don't, I mean, that driving range isn't that great. I mean, it's hitting uphill. There's not a lot of room. There's not a lot of room to practice. It's
Hitting
a tough,
into a net for
demanding,
the most
yeah,
part.
you are. It's a tough, demanding golf course. And those, 5 guys? Is that what it ends up being? 6 people?
5 guys.
Okay.
Or no, 4 guys.
Four people, whatever.
Scotty, Rory, Xander, and Colin. Now, Xander's injured. Xander hurt his ribs at the TGO.
What?
No, I don't know if that's true or not.
Okay.
But no, he did hurt his ribs. Like, that's why he's
Working
not
out?
playing. I don't know.
Interesting.
I do not know. But, yeah, there is no merit to those rumors whatsoever. Just another...
Yeah.
Not just another guy on his couch just trying to tell you all this propaganda.
It worked.
You gotta love. No, it really didn't.
Oh, God, you could come up
two
with
people
way
talking
better
about him.
bullshit than that.
Oh,
though,
God,
if
yeah.
you
Oh
really
my
want-
God.
Yeah, they formed some
That's my-
small union, and they're going to hold out for more money. Like,
Yeah, it's a mini union.
They're really upset that this merger isn't going through.
yeah, they don't care.
They
'Cause they're
really
getting paid.
Yeah. Now, John Daly's recovering after emergency surgery.
Oh gosh, is he okay?
He's going to be all right.
Serious question. John,
Yeah,
just text him real fast. That's
Is
his-
that related to?
Hand surgery.
Oh,
Yeah.
not the cancer.
No. Yeah.
Hope he's doing all right.
Yeah.
Shout out to John.
So shout out John Daly. Hope you get well soon.
Oh, well, here's an interesting one. Trot Golfer says Colt won't go public with Langer anchoring. Fuck him.
Yeah, we didn't have to read the whole thing,
That
Brent.
is,
Great. We can also read.
I mean, well, I was reading it for the audience.
I know.
I don't know. I was told last time to read I was better than whispering. I won't go public. Better doing that. Anyways, Colt Rose does not always go public with everything because he's very PC.
I like Colt. I think Colt does
Although
a
I
really
do
good
like
job.
him. Colt's
He really
good, dude.
does. From the podcast to into the broadcast booth, like he's somebody that I look to as wow. He does it well on both sides.
Yeah.
I think the broadcast side, he's just looking for one-liners.
Yeah, but that's all you have to do on a broadcast
Yeah,
because
but
it's so boring.
Yeah, but they're just sort of contrived. And
He does a pretty good job.
he does
Well,
an all right job.
you-
He's also been there, done
You
that,
have
so
to
he knows what he's talking
you have to realize too. I had Matt Every on last year, I believe. Actually, no, it might have been like a year and a half ago, and he
You
was
guys
doing
are like lookalikes.
He was
Everybody
doing
ever told you that?
no, he was doing PGA Tour Live, and when he was doing PGA Tour,
Now
when-
that we don't
when-
have a video
when-
editor, he can do this.
What's going on?
Doing all right?
when
Here, let me get that for you.
when he was doing PGA Tour Live, he said that there's a very fine line that you have to make sure you stay very
For sure,
PC on,
absolutely.
and they do not want you crossing that at all.
Absolutely, 100%. No, it makes sense. I'm just saying, like at the end of the day, you know, David Faraday, Gary McCord. I mean, those guys, just incredible, and it just sort of, you know, the zingers just don't really kind of come through because at the end of the day, if that's the only thing that's entertaining, it's just sort of meh.
Yep.
But
Righto.
Well, moving on. PGA Tour rookie has a bunker meltdown. Did you guys see the
Was this the
13?
quintillion or whatever?
The 13.
Ooh, was it on number 15?
Suctillion?
It was on hole number 16.
Oh, the deep bunker.
Yep, the deep bunker. He
I
kept
mean,
going
it's
back.
Suck Hoagie?
And what's crazy is the broadcast team got really upset. Like, if you listen to the broadcast version of it, like, they're like, please, God, don't hit it over there. Like, just put it here. And they're like yelling into the mic on the whole thing. It was pretty wild.
I mean, they're not too far away. They're literally 250 yards from that bunker. They're just over the left side of the green on 17.
Yeah, they were not happy with this guy going back and forth.
Who was it?
back and forth. It was William Mao.
Oh, damn.
Tough
Yeah.
guy.
I know him well. That's really quite surprising.
Yeah,
actually.
that's a tough look.
But that's a rookie move.
Yep, there you go.
Golf's hard.
It is very hard, especially in that bunker that's 60 feet deep.
Yeah.
It's
The worst part was
That's stupid.
the worst part is once he got out of the bunker,
Yeah.
he was
Three
just trying to get it so tight. No, it wasn't even a 3-putt.
Oh.
He would hit it back into the bunker.
He
and then
went
have to
over?
hit- Oh yeah, he went back and forth.
Oh, no. I
Yeah,
did
he
not
got it
see
out the
this.
first time, and then kept going back and forth and back and forth. Out of 13.
He needs a Buttsy bunker.
That was a tough one. Now,
like
the
that.
Genesis Invitational is being relocated due to the Los Angeles wildfires. Our hearts go out to everybody in LA who has suffered from that. Now, the Genesis is moving from Riviera, and last night, Sports Illustrated came out and said that their sources are telling them that it is moving to Torrey Pines, so they go back-to-back weeks. It was kind of between Torrey, Palm Springs, and then
Phoenix.
Scottsdale.
Yep.
They were talking about the Champions course at TPC Scottsdale. I know, wouldn't that have been? That might have been like 82 under par.
At Champions? Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Like that might have led to
They'd have
the
broke the
lowest
record again.
score.
Yeah.
It
in
literally
PGA
has
Tour
so many
history.
ball marks and divots. That's
Yeah,
all you
because
would
everybody
see.
plays there. So
Good track.
it is a good. It's not a terrible track.
No, it's a great golf course, just not for a tournament.
I maybe not a regular tournament, but a
Not
major or
those
something.
guys.
Maybe like a major.
Yeah,
for
well,
sure.
I mean, again, we need the 7th major. So we got
Definitely a
the players, we got the Hero World Challenge. We need
Well, they don't
TPC
play
champions.
the waste management there because it's too hard.
Way too hard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they can't do it.
The fairways are too
actually
wide
better
and the
for
greens are
fans.
too big.
Longer, it's harder, it's tighter.
Some say actually it is a better golf course than stadium.
It is. I think it is. It's much more difficult. Major venue.
Matt,
Moving on.
what are your thoughts?
Moving on.
We'd like to go to the next topic.
Oh, okay. Well, so we're not doing 4 hours. You guys fucking suck. Move on.
So no, dude, there's so much content.
at the
I am
fucking
worried.
board
We're
here. I'm
only on
freaking
4, and we have 9
I'm
segments.
exhausted. This is gonna take a while.
Rookie numbers,
So-
gotta pump them up.
Now we're to the TGL match between New York GC and Atlanta Drive
They
GC.
do that thing every week, huh?
Well, what's crazy is last week, so Tiger, if you guys missed it, it was all over Twitter that he hit, it was 101 yards to the pin. Okay. Juices it. He hits it 15 yards over, hops, goes into the water behind the green.
Juices it.
So everybody all of a sudden is like, the tack is way off. It's terrible. And all of a sudden it got going like
It's
so
not
many
way
people.
off, by the way.
It's not way off. And what I had to start explaining to people on X is I'm like, I came from the simulator space. I came from that company.
Literally.
So I can
Born
tell
in
you
simulator.
firsthand that they're
simulation.
utilizing 4 Doppler radar launch monitors and on top of that, top tracer technology.
Yeah, it's
and
right
they
on
have
top of it.
plenty of ball flight to track. Really, the only thing that would have been off with that, and I actually got the numbers. So his swing speed was 95 miles an hour. And then on top of that, the launch
pretty
angle,
fast.
the launch angle was 27. So if you do the math and you put normal spin to it, it goes 115 yards. How far did he miss it by? 15 yards. So it was spot on. He was just juiced. He was amped, dude. And I noticed that front tee too. The guys were juicing it a bit. But watching it tonight before coming on, Tech was dead solid.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, they've got like 18 monitors right behind those guys hitting. I mean, I think the only thing that's actually wrong is when the ball's like clearly on a slope on like the sim, and then it just kind of runs out and stops in the middle of the slope. That's about the only thing I've seen that's been wrong. Other than that,
Yeah,
I think
well,
it's been perfect.
The software is never going to
sitting
be
on real
perfect
rock.
when
Tell
it
me
comes
Tiger
to
never
physics,
hit a
but
wedge too far in his entire career. Like,
Well,
Andy was right at the beginning
course
of
not.
it was right at the beginning of the match.
stupidest thing I ever heard. Like,
that's like saying Butsy's never missed a putt. Well, because you haven't.
no, I
I've seen him miss it.
missed a couple.
Well,
But tonight we had Matt Fitzpatrick back, Ricky Fowler. Xander wasn't there, so it was
Gosh.
Cameron Young was in his place.
oh no.
And for Atlanta Drive, we had Patrick Cantlay, Justin Thomas, and Billy Horschel. And as Brian Shane said,
Almost said something.
he almost said something, that Patrick Cantlay. It was so close. So close.
I
He was
bet
like
you he
muttering
didn't say
under.
a word.
He really didn't. I mean,
Saw the camera and fucking shit himself.
he
It's so bad.
But even those guys, like you could tell they still had nerves, like
Oh,
New York
absolutely.
Golf Club, and they got beat up pretty good once again. I don't
Oh
know
my
exactly
gosh,
what the
was
score
another
ended up
blowout?
being. Last I saw when I left to come in, they were like 3 holes into the individuals, and New York Golf Club had not scored a point yet.
Oh my god.
But it was closer. It was like 3-0 instead of like
Wait,
they halved a lot of holes.
Were you
There was a
looking
lot of
forward
ties.
to tonight?
I was. I wanted to continue to see what
The
this
evolution?
could be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because until we get a match that's
Yeah.
going to be close and it's going to be tight and there's good competition, so it ended up being 4-0. But JT was great on it. Also, Billy Horschel was pretty funny.
The
So
horse.
Billy Horschel came out and did the Dirty Bird for Atlanta. So he literally had like a chain with a
Interesting.
big charm on it, and then he did the whole
It's coming
Dirty
from a Florida
Bird.
Gator. It's interesting.
I know that actually is. Yeah, he was not
He's
chopping.
a known bandwagon. That guy.
Well, there you go. I like Billy Horschel.
Do you really?
I do.
Interesting.
Yeah. We've had his caddy on, and good
Even though
picks.
his perspective on certain things is, say, off, like when Monday Q Info interviewed him.
yes. Well,
Just
that
saying.
whole thing.
Is this a slander campaign?
Nope.
No,
Just stating
Is
facts.
this a fact?
Yes, it is
Do
actually.
we
a
want to
fact.
dig in that hole?
He actually did interview him. Yeah.
Matt does not look.
No,
He likes
because
Billy Horschel.
I mean, Billy was
likes
put
the
in
horse.
Billy was in a tough spot to where Ryan French has a very, very strong opinion, as do we.
As do we.
Which I wouldn't have advised Billy
I would
Horschel
say,
to
yes.
go on and do that
Thank
interview.
You, thank you very much. I think at any point in time, any of these guys open their mouths. What does he
Do
say?
not put that back up. Put that down.
Oh!
Jeez.
I think at any point in time, when you open your mouth about that stuff and
Get up, come on, get down with the sickness.
that's a great song.
Matt's highly irritated right now.
Never gonna get through this.
We will. I'll shut up.
Number 4.5.
Okay, so yeah, 4-0. And
So
once
we're
again,
still talking
it's
about
not
the TGL?
it's not a full blowout.
It's a blowout.
4-0
4-0 is a blowout.
when
in
there's
the TGL.
15 points total.
Well, see, when they got down to it, the other team didn't win at all, which means it's a blowout. Period. If you don't win a single hole in a match, you got shut out. Therefore, blowout.
Okay, I mean they did get shut out.
Blowout.
Shutout's a little different than blowout, but shutout, yeah, I mean it is what
Overall
it is.
dominance, also known as.
So if a team loses in baseball 4-0,
They
is
got
that a blowout?
absolutely.
Shut out, yeah.
Well, it's a shutout, but is it a blowout?
Yes.
I don't think so.
They got absolutely decimated in every part of the game.
I don't.
They got out pitched. They got out hit. They got out
I wouldn't
defended.
say decimate.
That's four
let's just
to
keep
nothing.
this-
Is 4-0.
Keep
is
this
killed.
cruising, keep this bruising. Let's go.
9 innings, 27 batters. Come on, that's killed.
Okay.
What does this do to you?
Now we've got. Why don't you just go ahead and get that open? It's the crunk. It's the
I
crinkling.
can see it in your eyes.
Crinkling.
It's like you're gonna start on fire or something.
It's just to the microphone. It is just not. Jordan, tell me, Jordan. Yeah, Jordan's like our audio engineer is sitting back there. It's like nails going across a chalkboard. Oh dear God.
See, my earphones are turned down. That's why it's great.
All right. Look.
Thank God we don't have a video editor, except for our. Video
Why do you
editor,
keep saying that?
Because
why
he
is he
hated
saying
that. Hated
Well, yeah, because that like now I got to do like 3 hours worth of work
I
to
understand what
edit.
you're saying.
So no, it's not. It's not a good thing we don't have a video.
it. Matt's
editor.
upset.
Well, yeah, because I know the work that I have to do now,
Damn it, Buttsy.
which gets frustrating. The upcoming Grass League match. So this one was a big surprise, which Brent apparently was not aware of.
No clue.
The Grass League match. This got announced last week, and it's going to be LIV Golf's Ironheads versus the Minnesota Muskies.
Who's
That's
that?
nah, right?
So it's Kevin Na's team on LIV Golf.
God.
So you got Kevin Na, you've got Danny Lee, and you got Yubin Yang. Okay, or is it Yang?
No idea.
My grammar checker, is that Yang or Yang,
You've been yang.
or is it Jang?
You've been
Is
jang.
it Jang?
You've been
Yang.
jang.
Yubin
Is it
Jang.
J-A or J-O?
It's J-A.
You've been
Yang.
like you've been
Yeah,
fucked.
it's Yang, right? Okay.
Yes,
You've been jang.
Okay. Yubin Jang.
You've been jang.
Jang
You've
Jang.
been janged.
You've been jang.
Here we go. So we've got, which by the way, this is a ballsy move for a LIV Golf team to come over and play a grass league. Now I really do believe that it is high stakes when we talk about the grass league because listen, this is a reputation deal. If all of a sudden they get beat by a bunch of amateurs,
Who's playing?
the Minnesota Muskies. So you got Drew Kittleson, who's a 5.1
Great
handicap.
player.
Drew Stoltz, who's Colts co-host on Subpar. And then you got Andrew Medley, who's a +2. So you got some good golfers, but there's supposed to be a difference here. So I just ask you guys, what happens if the Minnesota Muskies win?
It's par 3 golf. It's a par 3 course that these guys have probably played a shitload, and that the other guys haven't. They're not hitting tee balls. They're all the
So
other
that's
variables.
great for Kevin Na. He can't get off the tee. So
There's no way that Nas' team doesn't just wipe the floor with these guys.
Well,
I was about
it's
to
also
make a
a scramble.
counter-argument.
It's also a 3-on-3
There's
scramble.
no fucking way they don't just get
it's a
destroyed.
3-on-3. Oh,
How does anybody win a hole though?
With the scramble?
3-on-3 scramble.
It's not
How
as
do you
easy as
not?
you think
like
to make
you
birdies.
don't think so?
No, because like 3 guys miss the green or hit it outside 20 feet.
I guess if 3 guys
Think about
miss
what
a
those
birdie
guys
putt.
do. Those 3 guys do on
Or
a
don't hit it
weekly
close.
basis.
Yeah.
Right.
They're playing Tuesday and Wednesday, par 3 skins game, week in, week out. Probably playing in the same group together. I mean, they're doing this week in and week out. These LIV guys have no chance.
It's just it is a ballsy move by
I hope they
LIV Golf.
ruin Kevin Na's team.
If they do win, should they replace Nas' team on the LIV Tour?
I can
Automatically promoted.
Tell you, I can tell you what, it would definitely call into question Kevin Na and his leadership. Just saying.
It's a ballsy move. An
But Kevin
absolute
Na got
ballsy
paid,
move.
so
Jubin Yang.
It is a risk, high risk. There's a little backstory too between good old Drew Kittleson and good old Kevin Na. So, or no, is it Danny Lee? It's Danny
Reed?
Lee.
It's Danny Reed.
They played in an amateur event. I believe it was the USAM or something along those lines, to where Drew Kittleson got beat by Danny Lee.
What year? Do you know?
No.
Okay.
Nope. Saw that on the Grass League social media account. So
A little bit of stink in the fire, though,
little bet.
from the past.
It's
bet.
probably some serious money going on between some wagering going on.
Don't know.
Stuff.
That would be interesting. But they do allow fans to be out there tomorrow. It's not going to be live. It will
It's
be
tomorrow?
recorded. It's going to be tomorrow under the lights over at Grass Clippings.
So we'll show up.
So we got that great and happening.
How much is it?
I don't think they're charging for fans to just show up. So we shall see. A lot of people don't, because it was only within the past
Show
week,
up on horseback.
a lot of people don't
great
realize that it's going on. I've had a few reach out and be like, are fans allowed to go? Yep. Oh, sure can.
I mean, it's just not going to be that exciting. It's going to be really slow. And, boy, just rocket ship.
That could be kind of fun to go snag 9, like go watch 9 holes of that.
Yeah.
If they give you a cart and you could go cruise around with those.
If I could go drive around, that'd be fun.
Yeah, I'm not
It'd
gonna
take
go
about
out there
4.5
and fucking
hours to play
walk
9
around
holes, but
that
yeah.
shit desert. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Now, the American Express talking about really slow play. Did you guys see
yeah, baby.
what Sepp Straka and the final threesome played in over 5.5 hours?
Yep, that's normal.
I
That
didn't think
is
he was slow. Is he slow? You're
Hey,
pretty slow.
Brent, is Sepp Straka a slow player?
Sepp Straka
Rep the set.
is very,
Like top 5?
no,
How
no,
about
but
Jubin
he's
Yang?
slow. Who else did he play with?
Don't know.
Oh, all right.
No,
Super informed podcast tonight.
well, crickets.
Come on.
Yeah.
Finally got the soundboard in there.
Little crickets.
No, listen. Over the weekend, crazy time, but did not catch the Sunday action. So
William
I don't know who
Mao
was in the
did take
final
an hour and
round.
a half on that one hole, so that might have caused some issue.
I don't think that was the problem.
No,
Yeah, that was on Saturday.
Just fucking slow as fuck, huh?
Yeah, they just were ridiculously slow, which goes to why people don't want to watch.
I'll send him a DM.
You should.
You're fucking slow.
Runner up was
Probably
JT
wasn't him.
Poston. He finished
post mayhem.
behind at 22 under par. And then, we've got some memorable moments that took place, like good old 17-year-old Blades Brown, who we've talked about.
That's the cut.
He shot 8 under 64 out there.
The future of golf.
And finished after 3 days 6 under.
Future of golf. Future of the game.
Future of the game.
He was at the Monday qualifier yesterday, or was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday.
Did you tell him to go back to school?
I would have if I seen him, but he had about 800 people out there as if Tiger
Watching
was.
him?
He absolutely,
Yeah,
he
telling
did.
you. Sorry.
He absolutely did. You all right? Jesus.
It's just something I couldn't hang on to anymore.
Anymore.
It's not. I'm sorry. I was trying to be.
Jesus. Matt is absolutely fucking editing none of this, and he's just
an
going to
air
delete the
biscuit.
whole
Doesn't
episode.
stink, I promise.
We're going to redo this tomorrow
This
night.
might be my most hated episode to date.
I'm sorry.
Today?
Yeah, this is
It's even worse than that one time in the simulator?
this is bad.
I don't think it's as bad as you think.
Oh, it's bad.
It's probably
He just knows, man.
So we've got top 20. Sepp Straka at 25 under.
Damn it.
Justin Thomas finally showed up at 23 under. Jason Day, Justin Lauer, at minus 22. Patrick Cantley, Charlie Hoffman, minus 20. And yeah, the list goes on and on. So there we go. That's our American Express recap.
Very good.
Okay. Let's go over the upcoming Farmers Insurance Open.
Love that place.
Now, we've got Torrey Pines. They play the South and the North over there, which the original course designer was William Bell. Approximately 7,700 yards out there. And then we've got redesigned by Reese Jones. Hell of a designer.
Yep.
Last year's winner, the Frenchman, Matthew Pavon, shot 13 under par.
Yes, you did.
So we definitely had a tight one.
Yeah, it
it
was.
came to
It was good. It was a good golf tournament. It's great golf courses.
Now, that being said, a couple storylines here. So we did have the notable player withdrawals that we talked about with Scotty Scheffler, obviously the hand. Rory McIlroy was over in Dubai, so that's one of the reasons why he's not coming over. Xander Schauffele's got the rib, and then Colin Morikawa last week was at the TGL. So I actually want to ask you guys this. Is the TGL becoming more of a schedule headache for these guys than they had intended? Because I started looking at it. I'm like, they're playing Tuesday night and they're supposed to go play a tournament across the country.
Yeah.
Why did it get moved from Monday to Tuesday?
I don't know.
It seems like an issue.
Oh, you know what? Because the college football playoffs weren't last year.
Oh.
So when they originally talked about
change on
this
the
and
fly.
scheduled and everything, so ESPN must have said, hey, we got to move you guys to Tuesdays. So now all of a sudden it's kind of this clusterfuck when it comes to players' travel schedules.
So we got to give that the benefit of the doubt. Obviously, it's a new thing, so try not to absolutely axe it. But at the same time, yeah, it's sort of ridiculous for these guys. But again, you got to remember who's playing in these events. These are guys that play 15 to 20 times a year. Most of the tournaments that they play are no more than 2 or 3 weeks at a time. And this just gives them an opportunity to, basically show up on a Wednesday and not play any pro-ams or practice round and just kind of tee it up, whatever, and move on.
Do you guys think that partially with the LA Fires and the Genesis not happening the following week and it potentially being back at Torrey Pines, that's something that these guys considered?
Yeah, absolutely.
As to I'm not playing this golf course back-to-back weeks.
It's a grind. I mean, it is by far, I shouldn't say by far, but definitely one of the most grueling 4 days that we play all year. I remember, I was like leading after the first round, and by the end of Friday, or I guess this was Thursday because the tournament starts on Wednesday, by the end of the second round, I literally was almost asleep. Playing that South course is just...
Really?
Oh, it's brutal. It's brutal. It's a big walk. The wind is usually up.
It's hillier than people think, especially
it's a
going up the
big
North
property,
Course.
Big property. Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, why would you want to spend 2 weeks at that place when you don't really even have to play Torrey anyways, and you could play the Genesis for, 150 more points or 200 more points for a win, and you get paid to tee up, and you can basically just withdraw and still make points. So. Why would you want to play a regular event?
cut for the signature event, right?
Yeah, and start on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Why would you want to do that?
That's the other thing too. It
Yeah.
starts tomorrow.
Yeah, that explains why. I mean, any of the TGL guys that played, obviously, tonight are probably not going to be there.
I'm trying to look through the list to see if anybody is.
Yeah,
Justin Thomas isn't in here.
I mean, think about the guys that are notable from California. I mean, Patrick Cantley's playing tonight, right? That's a surprise that he's not playing Torrey. Big California guy.
Shit, I didn't even realize that.
They're done, and they're what, 2 hours ahead?
Yeah.
Where they're at? So
No, 3.
From California is 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's 10 o'clock. Yeah.
I mean, they're not jumping.
eye
They're not jumping on a red eye and teeing off at 10
8
a.m.
o'clock tomorrow morning. Or,
It's not happening. So, I mean, at the end of the day, this TGL does bring up a huge issue for schedule wise. I mean, it's gonna paint the picture that I think we all know that this really is a PGA Tour A, B, C situation this year, and it's only going to get worse. But aside from all the politics, I mean, at the end of the day, these guys are getting paid loads of money, more than probably what they get paid from their sponsors to play on the PGA Tour, because they're getting massive amounts of TV time. So why not take an event off for, every other week or something like that?
It's not like we don't have any big names. We've got,
No,
I
plenty
mean, and when we look at the betting odds, you've got plus 1,000 Ludwig Oberg and Hideki Matsuyama. We've got Sungjae Im at plus 1,800, Tony Finau plus 2,000, plus 2,200 Keegan Bradley and Will Zalatoris, plus 2,500 Max Grazerman, plus 2,800 Jason Day. A lot of people like Jason Day this week because of his play coming into this. Plus 3,000 Maverick McNeely, Sahith Theegala, plus 3,500 Shane Lowry, Taylor Pendrith, Kurt Kitayama, Max Homa. Now Luke Clanton is back in the field once again. He's a plus 4,500 with Siwoo Kim. Plus 5,500 is JJ Spa, Aaron Rye, Ben Griffin, and Bo Hostler. Now Harry Hall did withdraw as well, so he's out of this. I've got him on the list. Thomas Dietrich, Marcus Hubbard, Steven Yeager, and then Daniel Berger, Justin Rose. So the list goes on. No. Those guys are playing. Harry Hall's the only one that withdrew out of that list.
Yeah, I mean it's tough to say who's going to win this week, but it's definitely going to be somebody that's just an absolute stripe. So, I mean, it's just all there is to it.
Who do you got?
Yeah, who do you got? Why don't you start it off?
If Jason can hit the ball well, he's going to be tough to beat because his short game is really, really solid.
You just scoffed at Jason Day when I said him.
I said if he can hit the ball well, we'll see.
So that's your pick?
I just don't think. Yeah, I just don't. No, I don't think that.
So
no,
you think he's going to hit the
Then
ball?
who's your
well?
pick?
if he hits the ball well? I mean, you said a lot of people are saying Jason Day.
Yeah.
I was saying that if he hits the ball well, then yes.
I've seen Jason Day written all over Twitter, written
That's
in
why I
some
mentioned
columns.
that. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I don't think that's not my pick. My pick is Max Grayson.
Been waiting for that dude to crack.
Did you guys see his top last week?
Don't say it.
His top?
He topped one and then he holed out his next shot.
No.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I rescind my pick.
What do we call him?
Timu Roy McIlroy.
That's right. That's right. Okay.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Is he a journeyman?
I want to give a shout out. Actually, no, Max Grayson is not a journeyman. 2 years back to back on the PGA Tour doesn't make you a journeyman. But a shout out to the guy who won the Monday qualifier, Charlie Ryder. Hits it about 365 in the air.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah, he's pretty amazing.
Yeah, he was bombing it
Good
at the U.S. Open last year.
Yep. So I mean, honestly, he could play well if he gets his nerves under wraps. But who were some of the guys that you? You know what? I'm just gonna go right off the top. Ludwig Oberg is my pick.
Ludi, huh?
Yeah, I mean, going with the favorite doesn't hurt.
No, it's probably not gonna be right, but I'm never right with
It's
this
him
stuff.
and Hideki who are the favorites. But
shit.
Hideki disappears after he wins. He normally doesn't
But he plays very
get
well.
together a
back-to-back.
couple.
He
Yeah,
plays very well at Torrey.
he does.
When did he
because
win? He won Century.
Yep.
Yeah, it doesn't really count.
I feel like he likes to party and
Hideki?
yeah.
I don't see that.
Nope. Not at all.
Maybe
Not one
Will.
bit.
No, I said I have no proof of this whatsoever.
Okay.
I said I feel like he likes to party because his caddy.
He likes
you
to
know,
party.
you know this background to his caddy. His
No.
caddy is a damn character.
This guy's a
Absolute
very
character.
nice
Is he?
person.
Oh, huge
Hilarious,
character.
by the way. They both are.
Oh, so yes.
Hideki plays very well at Torrey.
Who do you like, Buttsy?
I
Are you going with
I think-
Timu Rory?
no.
Rare's
I
champ.
think Finau is going to get hot.
Tony Finau.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he playing?
Yeah.
Cool.
He's due.
Is he doing?
Okay.
He can play.
He can play.
Bombs it.
He does.
Yeah.
Hits it further than anybody out there.
Knows how to win. Yeah.
Knows how to win.
Gosh, you know who I'm going with? This is interesting. Going with good old Willie Zalatoris.
Willie Z.
I think Willie's going to finally come back. Finally make that comeback that we've been waiting for out of Willie Z.
Cart Barn guys.
What
with an
gives you
interesting
that
pick.
inclination?
Absolutely nothing. Just the
Just
fact
feeling
that
it?
yeah,
Okay.
he's kind of up there in terms of the odds, and I'm like, do they know something we don't know?
I think anytime that guy's in the field, just because he's such an elite ball striker, his putting is still an issue.
Does he have a history at this golf course?
No.
Nothing-
a little
nothing that
bit.
pokes
A little
out?
bit. No, when I played last time, it was he was playing well, but
Kevin Yu is Kyle over at Cart Barn Guys mentioned is plus 10,000, so that's always an I mean, those are some great dark horses. Once you get into the plus 10,000s,
I mean, Kevin, you won
Gary
the
Woodland.
Sanderson.
Gary Woodland is a plus 10,000.
Love that guy, but I mean, I'd love to see him win. That'd be an all-time
Wouldn't that
comeback.
be a great story?
All-time comeback.
The Wood.
After brain surgery and all
Solid,
that.
dude.
Man.
Solid.
So we've got some LIV Golf updates finally. So
Is it PIF updates or just LIV Golf?
both. Yeah. So part of this, and I'll start off with this, that I got several guys on Twitter that were hitting me up over the past week, and I'm like, I've talked about this deal numerous times on this podcast, have I not?
Of course.
Yeah.
We
And
all
that
have.
this deal is done. Here are the details.
Yes.
And I'll go over them once again for those guys on Twitter. This one's for you. But before we do, let's talk about some storylines.
Okay.
Terrell Hatton wins.
Yes.
The Hero Dubai Desert Classic.
I
And
watched that.
You know what's great? And I wonder if you guys, knowing golf the way you do, if you feel the same way as some of those LIV accounts out there, that he is a top 3 player in the world.
No.
T-Hat.
No. I love. It's
Why not?
Seriously funny guy. Seriously funny guy, but definitely not a top 3
You
guy.
don't think T-Hat's in the top 3?
I can't even take. I'm not even gonna answer that.
No,
I can't even take it seriously
he's
right now.
not.
Listen, he's a
don't
great
think
player.
so?
No.
Great player.
He's a
He
top
did
20
beat-
player.
He beat Rory McIlroy this week.
He's a top 20 player in the world. But that's the thing. Like, that's what gets so ridiculous with some of these guys, that it's like, you win one golf tournament, you are the greatest player in the history because
Well,
he's
they-
on LIV Golf.
They've been groomed to feel that way by the world of golf for years.
Top 10er?
Top 20. I like him as a top 20 player.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think everybody can agree that he's a top 20.
Well, he was on the Ryder Cup team, wasn't he? Yeah. That makes him a top 20 player.
Absolutely.
Boom, done. It's over.
Not a top 3er.
Nah, he's not a top 5er. I don't know if he's a top 10er.
I mean, we're talking about, are we saying when he plays his best?
Dude,
I mean, that doesn't
when
make any
anybody
sense.
play, yeah, that doesn't
Sure.
make sense. It's
When
about
the top 100
consistency.
players in the world play their best, yeah, we're talking about a quarter of a quarter of a quarter.
Like,
of
I
a
would
shot.
take Hideki Matsuyama over Terrell Hatton every day of the week.
Best to best, absolutely.
Yeah,
Without a
100.
doubt.
That's
Without
not
a
even
doubt.
close.
Yep.
So it's like and I would say Hideki's probably top 10.
He's top 4.
You think he's top 4?
Absolutely.
You think Hidek?
Absolutely.
I think he's top
100%.
10. I got him between 5 and
4?
5 and 10. Mm-hmm. Somewhere in between 5 and 10.
Historically, the last
So you
3-4 years.
we
top
might
4.
have to do a top 10 list each and bring it to the next show.
With explanation.
Sure.
That'd be here for a long time.
Well, I mean, you don't have to write an essay about
well.
each pick, but
Chat GPT,
10,
baby.
10 rounds heads up, T-Hat versus Hidek.
8 out of 10.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
8 out of 10, Hideki
Yeah.
takes him out.
8
Yeah.
out of 10.
Yeah.
Terrell Hatton's attitude is just.
It works well
It
for him,
works
though.
well when it works well, but when it doesn't, it's
Yeah.
really bad.
He broke a tee box too. You see that?
What?
Jesus.
Yeah, he absolutely smashed a tee
Yeah,
box.
I did see that. I thought that was him.
Yeah.
I caught it like 30 seconds into the segment, and I was like, that's Terrell Hatton.
I do not like. I like his antics. I get a kick out of him. Most
He's
people
genuine.
get offended by
He's
it,
genuine.
but
He's real.
it
I
is
asked
what
him
it
about
is.
that in Dallas once, and he said, listen, man, I just kind of go with what works, and I just kind of get it off my chest, and that's all there is to it. I was like, love that.
All right.
How often are you changing out 56? Trotty, my man. My lob wedge is 58. I'm changing it at least once every 2 weeks on tour.
there you go.
For real?
Yep. 54 is once every month and a half.
You
6
don't let
weeks.
that thing get a little seasoning on
Nope.
it?
Hate it.
Keep it laser.
It goes from flighting like this to flighting like that.
This is why his wedges are so good.
This is a problem. I said while I'm on tour. Right now, it's a little.
They got some pepper.
Salt there.
They got some rust.
Somehow
Now-
they're getting better though. These new Cleveland wedges are actually pretty good.
Wow. Shout out.
Shameless plug.
Now, Greg Norman officially has stepped down as the CEO
I thought
of
they were
LIV
supposed
Golf.
to do that in August.
Dude, it's been a long time coming. This was another one. This was over a year. Like, we've talked about how Mark King was supposed to be the guy over a year ago that was supposed to replace Greg Norman. And
He used to work for TaylorMade, is that right?
yeah, and then it was Taco Bell, and then all of a sudden he's stepping down from Taco Bell, about to take the LIV Golf, and then he backed out, got nervous, and so we had ran with that particular story, and obviously he didn't end up becoming CEO. But now Scott O'Neill is official. he has been fully appointed as the CEO of LIV Golf, which means Greg Norman now is starting to chit chat. He's starting to tell everybody how great he was and how
was
incredible.
fantastic.
But
So good.
talk about just the ego of this guy to where you have to let everybody know. Like you can't, like Rory gave him accolades this past weekend saying nobody else could have done this but him. Like everybody is saying how great it was that of what he did for the game and whatever. Like whether or not you love him, hate him, whatever, like he did introduce a brand new league to golf.
And got
a
a
lot of people,
$1 trillion fund to back it.
yeah, and not a lot of people can do that and have the guts or the balls to be able to do that. But now he's just telling everybody
That's
how
really surprising.
fantastic he is and everything.
Really?
Shocker.
Like on Twitter or going?
No,
like,
he went to Sports Illustrated talking about how he wants to sit down and debate with Tiger and Rory.
what?
About just how great he was.
Well, that sounds like an echo chamber.
It really is. Greg Norman, but you do got to give a shout out to the guy.
He's done great.
Absolute
he's got a
hanger
massive
of a
hog.
man. Yeah.
I mean, he's got $1 billion.
Yeah.
He basically did what he always wanted to do, which
But it's
gives
like,
a big
just
finger to the
bow
PGA
out.
Tour.
But and of course he's like,
leave.
I'm perfectly fine with resigning from
Of
this,
course you
blah
are.
blah blah.
Yeah.
Now he's being very vocal about how amazing he was. He would that has to be a huge hit to his ego that he got replaced at this point.
Yeah, I think any time Greg Norman feels the slightest bit of opposition or anything like that, he feels like he's got to come over the top and tell you how great he is. But see, this is why he choked at the Masters.
Yeah.
This is why that's
the ego.
a genuine character flaw that comes out under pressure.
Yep. And we're saying it firsthand, just after he's already resigned. Or
I just don't understand. I mean,
he was
wasn't
forced to
making,
resign.
didn't they give him like $1 billion or something like that? Some ridiculous number.
I don't know
I
the
mean,
details on that.
oh God, he's got his own companies across the world. He's doing great. He's like Bono from South Park. You know, he's always got to be number one, never number two. You know.
So the other big news out of LIV Golf is that they did sign a multi-year media rights agreement with Fox Sports. So that is official
That's
now.
huge.
That's been announced.
Huge.
It is huge.
Huge.
But everybody wants to know, which it's funny that I even have to discuss this. Who is paying who? The PGA Tour fans are saying that, or want to know, and the LIV Golf fans are saying that Fox Sports is paying them, is paying LIV Golf in order to have the rights, the media rights for LIV Golf. So I say this.
I don't know about that.
It is not important. Like
It's
they're just
not,
going to be on
and you'll never
Fox
find out
Sports.
anyways.
They're
You'll
not
never
leaking
find
this
out.
one.
No.
After the last one leaked with the CW, that they were paying the CW, okay? And that Fox Sports wanted no part of them at that time. And now Fox Sports is in.
Who's Fox Sports owned by? Do we know?
Well, it's
Isn't it
owned
Disney?
by, no, that's ABC.
Oh, that's ABC. I apologize.
Fox is, I'm forgetting the guy's name. It is a big, wealthy.
It's not the Koch brothers.
No.
No. Okay. Anyways, well, I mean, at the end of the day, to your point, does it really matter? And I guess the question is the LIV product did somebody at Fox Sports really say, hey, you know what, with O'Neill at the helm, you guys have kind of straightened everything out. We got the golf courses, we got the players. You know what? Let's just send it for a couple of years, and here's $500 million.
As soon as it was announced that Scott O'Neill became CEO,
The guy's a killer.
they announced the Fox deal.
Yeah, this is what it's about. It's not about what you know. It's about who you know. There you go. Owned
By
independent.
Fox, yes, but who owns Fox? That isn't it Murdoch or Murdoch or something?
I think that the Fox News, Fox,
Well, Fox in general.
the
I think.
network.
Everything.
Yeah, I thought it was Murdoch, and then I thought Disney. Maybe not. Anyway,
No, Disney's ABC.
he's ABC brand. Remember,
ESPN, ABC.
You're right.
Now,
Lackland Murdoch.
Murdoch.
Yeah,
See?
Rupert Murdoch. That's the guy.
I would never have remembered that without Magic Mind. So
Seriously though,
fantastic
it is
stuff
great
out
stuff.
of Magic Mind.
Honestly, like 10 out of 10. But I mean, honestly, Matt. I mean, you've been in the business long enough. Does it make a difference for the product now? Now that it's on a legitimate network?
Well, here's the other thing to that point, they are doing like LIV Golf's doing the broadcast. LIV Golf is paying for everything for the broadcast team. Normally, look at TGL with ESPN, right? ESPN is going to have their entire team. They're paying the employees to put it on and so forth. So that's why it's not a big deal to me either way, because it's going to benefit LIV Golf, but it's also going to screw over the fans too, because guess what? Now there's going to be a subscription for LIV Golf, for the LIV Golf app.
Well,
so that used to be free. And that was the best part of LIV Golf, in my opinion, was the LIV Golf Plus app that you can just go on, watch it whenever. And now there's going to be a subscription to it, which goes to who the CEO is. Scott O'Neill is brought in to now turn it from, hey, this is a dumpster fire of just putting money into it without any return in sight, to all of a sudden turn this into a return.
Do you believe that will go to the players, like a profit sharing thing, like they do with the NBA and the NFL and the MLB? Because that
Probably
would set
not.
it apart. You could make a statement if you said, "Hey, listen, we care about our players, and this is how we can tell you."
Not going to happen, because, and that's another part where they really don't want a union to take hold. And part of this is that the captains of the teams are part owners of each of those franchises. So they're already incentivized that they do not want. And these players outside of the captains really aren't the massive names for most of the teams, I would say. There's some that have like multiple players that are bigger names, but at the end of the day, no.
So the profit just goes straight back to LIV?
Yeah.
Or PIF, I
Well,
should say.
to LIV and then to the teams.
So the teams, so the players via the teams is kind of what I'm saying. So yeah, all right. Well, that's going to be interesting. I don't know. Does it legitimize it? Does it not? Is it already legitimized? It seems like just sort of a moot point, because once the deal gets done, is any of this really going to matter? Is this deal for 2 years and they're just going to sort of say, yeah, well, you know what?
So let me get into the deal. Let's talk about
we're talking about
this.
that too? Sweet.
So now we've got PIF and the PGA Tour. And just to break this down as simply as possible for everybody, you've got the brand new PGA Tour Co. Okay? That is the for-profit entity that is now going to be the umbrella to where everything else is going to fall under that umbrella. So PGA Tour Enterprises or PGA Tour Co. or whatever it's called, that is, once again, the for-profit. PGA Tour is going to fall under that still as a non-for-profit. I still do not understand the logistics of how you can have a non-for-profit underneath a for-profit enterprise, but that's the way that they're going to do this. And then as this deal goes through, I'm not going to state how much money PIF is putting in, because they've already changed it twice.
Oh, no.
Okay? So part of that is how much involvement is the U.S. government going to have? The Department of Justice, and that is the holdup. So whenever anybody's like, oh, the PGA Tour is so greedy, that's why a deal's not going through, you couldn't be dumber than a bag of shit, okay? Because you have no clue what you're talking about. Right now, it is being held up by the Department of Justice. And that entire thing is, how deep are they going to dig into the PGA Tour books, as well as PIF, because they really don't want a major sport league and so forth being heavily influenced by the Saudis.
Yeah, I mean, would you say it's kind of somewhat informed speculation? This idea that now I know
This isn't speculation. This is
what I'm saying is the idea that the PGA Tour doesn't want their books opened, and the Justice Department is determining whether or not they're actually going to do that. I mean, the motivation for the Justice Department to open up the books for the PGA Tour, especially because of who the president is, he understands what they are and what they've done to get to where they are. He asks the same questions that we've all asked, like, where did you get the $300 million for the Player Impact Program? Where did all that come from? Where did this speculative valuing of $87 bajillion or whatever the hell it was? I mean, all of these different numbers that the tour has thrown out over the last 5 years to compete with the LIV, I mean, the PIF could care less, I think, at the end of the day. And I don't think, based on international relations, that Trump is necessarily going to do anything to the PIF. I think he might solely focus on the PGA Tour because they did absolutely burn him in 2020.
I think.
Excuse me, 2021.
I can't speak for the president, but I will say that it seems like, and he has a quote to where he's like, "I could fix golf in 40 minutes."
Yeah.
So
He does say that about everything, but yeah.
we do have that. Now, one thing that I will say with the new presidency and so forth is that should allow this to proceed. So we are waiting to see when the next big update comes from all of this. But Yasir is going to be the chairman of the board. So he's coming on of PGA Tour Enterprises. And then from there, we also have not only Yasir, but there's going to be one more board spot for PIF as well.
So, of the PGA Tour board or the PGA Tour Enterprises? I'm sorry.
PGA Tour Enterprises.
Okay, so they're creating.
So this is going to control the future of golf. It's already created. So the PGA Tour falls underneath that umbrella. Now, the next part is that LIV Golf as a separate entity is going to be brought under the PGA Tour Enterprises. Okay. So that is going to be brought under. That is going to exist. So under the PGA Tour Enterprises, you are not going to have, so you've got the umbrella of PGA Tour Enterprises. Underneath you got PGA Tour, LIV Golf. LIV Golf is not going away. They will assess as a board if it exists, if Scott O'Neill cannot start to show them that this can become profitable. So that is part of it. Now, players, if they are going to be allowed to play PGA Tour events, there is going to be a fine for each of the individual players. Part of this is that, is this going to be announced as part of this deal or not? That's the part, because PIF wants to pay for these players to get back onto the PGA Tour to be able to play in events. So you are going to have this mix of players, but that might not happen in the first year of this deal going through. Might be something in the following year, according to my sources around that.
So this is one of the things that we argue about. I shouldn't say argue, but talk about a lot amongst certain players. I should say the majority of players on any level. And that includes the Champions Tour, mind you. This idea that the regulations, so this is what gets cited to us on almost a weekly basis. Well, the regs say this, the regs say that, and that's sort of what the corporate entity runs on in order to make sure us players do what we're supposed to do. This involves pro-ams, even certain things off the golf course that they can, like for example, when you put a video up, like Bryson did during COVID, they can legally tell him to take it down, and there's no legal recourse.
Well, the media rights, but that's also why, for instance, that there is going to remain two separate entities as a PGA Tour and LIV Golf. Okay, just like the DP World Tour, if they go and they're going to go play in an event, DP World Tour is going to own those media rights. That's somewhat of what we're looking at with the PGA Tour as well. Now that gets a little bit in depth to where I haven't fully discovered that part of it yet, to that deal as to, hey, what's going on with the media rights for these players if they come in and play in a PGA Tour event? Who's going to own what? I'm assuming that the PGA Tour is going to continue to own media rights for the players that play in tournaments.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be interesting. I mean, I think the big thing here is for guys that decided to give up their membership. It's unlikely that those guys will be able to come back. I would argue that guys like Brooks, guys like Dustin Johnson, guys like Phil will, if they have an opportunity to play in the PGA Tour, they will do so in a very, very, very limited capacity. Not because the PGA Tour doesn't want them there, but because they don't necessarily want to be playing 20 to 25 events a year.
I mean, a lot of these guys are fine with their schedules. I don't foresee like a Dustin Johnson coming back and playing PGA Tour events.
Yeah,
I don't see a Cam Smith coming back. Maybe playing one or two, or maybe like picking a few.
For sure.
But that also goes to the fact that these signature series events, you have to be in the top, you know what, in order top 60 in order to be eligible for those.
Elevated events, from what I understand, are going to get ousted at some point in the near future.
That
Whether
I don't
it's
know.
this year or next year, from what I understand from an individual that was just on the board, that was what they said. Now, whether that actually happens or not, who knows? They'll probably create some international series that allows guys like Brooks and Dustin to still collect a massive paycheck, still be a part of the kind of whole umbrella situation. But yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, for some random fine to be created for these guys seems a bit ridiculous. And a better question is where's that money going to go? So is that fine going to get funneled throughout the entire PGA Tour?
Well, that's the entire thing, to where that's why the actual investment number there's been 2 reports of how much money is actually going to come in from PIF. And I think that's partially why, because PIF is going to be paying, and that's why the second number ended up being less.
It went
From like 3 billion down to like 1.5 or something.
Yeah.
I forget the exact number on the second one, but I know it's, well, you would think, right? All of a sudden it's like, oh, well, you lost half of the investment, but there's reasons behind that.
No, yeah, it makes sense. I mean, Buttsy, at the end of the day, if you were a company that was looking at, these players, how many of them on the LIV side would you be like, yeah, I really believe that this guy moves the needle? I mean, how many of them are left on the LIV Tour?
The top 3 guys, like Bryson, DJ,
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's still plenty of guys out there that moved the needle. If they never left, they were still on tour, they'd be in the top 20 in the world.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
yeah.
Do you believe that because it's going to the top 100, that if they make exceptions for these guys, this question is for both of you. If they make exceptions for these, let's say it's 5 to 10 or even 3 to 5 guys, and it becomes, all of a sudden these guys get let in. And let's say they bump, number 95 to 100 out. I mean, what does that look like for somebody saying that they're trying to do what's best for the whole membership that most of the board has been saying? I mean, it seems a bit hypocritical to just all of a sudden say, well, yeah, you know what? You 95 to 100, you didn't really make the cut because you should have seen that Brooks and Dustin and Phil and Bryson and Kevin Na are going to come back. I mean, it seems a bit ridiculous, don't you think?
I don't know. I mean, it's tough. There's fairness and then there's business. And
Normally those two don't go hand in hand.
no,
Right?
Well, the world isn't fair. I mean, I don't.
money
I think-
talks
yeah.
at that point. I mean, these guys are stars, and they should be incorporated into the product if we're going to look at golf as a whole product again. Not letting them back in, what are they going to do? Like, where are you going to go?
No, I totally agree.
Yeah.
And Matt, what do you think?
They're just not allowed. You got some of the best players in the world that just aren't allowed back because they made a rule that they couldn't leave in the first place. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense.
Well, that's why I'm surprised by you talking to somebody that talked about the signature series events and that those are going to go away. Because,
The way they exist now.
well,
Yeah.
part of that is, and that's one of the reasons why they set those up, is because if this deal happened, that's the way that you keep the LIV guys out.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to be on the PGA Tour for an entire season to where they're going to be high enough ranked in order to get into those events.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing that was my point about the regs is that they can sort of just be changed. I mean they did that with just look what the changes that they just made. I mean the idea that it's all based on daylight savings time and whatnot. What does he say?
So Brian Shane says if they allow LIV players back in the no equity stake as to be part of that agreement. Additionally, any players bumped out should continue to maintain their equity stake in the tour. Oh, because remember PGA Tour gave out all that equity last year.
And they're supposed to be doing it again. Yeah, I mean, that whole thing was ridiculous. David Lipsky, who, he kept his card. I think he was 115th, got money. Versus Russell Knox, who at one point was like number 5 or number 6 in the world, He almost won the tour championship, has won several times. I mean, if it was about, okay, who's doing the most for the tour, I don't think somebody that's never won should have gotten money versus somebody that but it was totally based on that year's standings. And I think that, to your point, if they're just going to keep the elevated events the way they are, that's going to be a pretty big middle finger to the entire PIF sitting on the PGA Tour Enterprises board. Everybody's saying that, well, because you didn't play last year. Oops, sorry. Like, it just doesn't make any sense.
Well, that's where once this all goes down and Yasir sitting as the chairman of the board, a lot of decisions are going to be made. However, the PGA Tour, they have structured it, and what I've been told is that they've structured it in such a way that the members are still going to be they create the rules within the PGA Tour still, the pack and so forth. So that being said, they shouldn't be able to be changed that much from the board itself. So they've kind of protected within the PGA Tour Enterprises what can be done to the actual PGA Tour. So more so it's to bring in LIV Golf underneath that umbrella.
Yeah, I mean, I hope that's the case. The problem is so, for example, the PAC on both the Korn Ferry and the PGA Tour board don't have any ability to vote on changes. They can be asked, and they say, hey, what do you think about this? And you either say in favor or not. And the 6 people that sit on the board make those decisions at the end of the day. And that's, that's straight from the horse's mouth there. But I mean, at the end of the day, if Yasir and his person, whoever is his CEO or whoever it is, want to make that decision, say, you know what? I'm going to take the $1 billion, or even if it's 500 million, whatever, however much that they want to put in, and say, you know what? We're not going to allocate that to the PGA Tour this year or ever, and we're going to move it into the LIV Tour. And they can just do that because there's nothing that says they can't. But if the PGA Tour wants to exist anything like what it exists now, they've got to change it such that they involve enough people, and it's doesn't have to be fair because that's not what it's about. We already agreed on that. But if they're going to allow the LIV players back and it's more than a couple of guys, they're going to have to figure out a way to square that with players that, by the way, in some cases have won multiple tournaments on the PGA Tour and just happen to fall, 99th?
I mean, they're not going to get their PGA Tour cards back. That's the thing.
So the people that gave up their membership, I think they're done. I mean, but what
I
happens
don't foresee
to the
other
people,
guys getting their PGA Tour cards back.
Well, they never gave them up technically. So technically, their memberships are still valid. They're just on suspension. But again, it would be like it'd be the same thing if I broke a rule and got suspended for 6 months. It doesn't mean I'm not on the tour. It just means I'm suspended. And then when I get back, it would have been on the tour. But who knows?
Yeah. Well, there you have it, folks. There is a breakdown of LIV Golf, and I think that's going to wrap it up for tonight. I think that's where we're going to go ahead and end this one. So we want to thank everybody for tuning in, and we want to thank our sponsors. So Devro Golf, make sure to go to Devro, that is DEVEREUX golf.com, and utilize the promo code PullHookGolf20 at checkout for 20% off your entire order. And then lastly, folks, make sure to take advantage of your mental wealth. 45% off if you go to the link magicmind.com/hookgolfjan. Once again, that is HOOKGOLFJAN for 45% off a bundle over at Magic Mind. Till next time, everybody. Peace out. A-Town down.